Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. With the start of another school year just around the corner, parents have been busy shopping for school supplies. And the Swift Current Salvation Army has also been busy assisting local families in need through the annual Fill the Bus campaign. Car enthusiasts were out at Riverside Park in Swift Current for the 36th annual Riverside Run, hosted by the Eliminators Car Club. Over 70 horses and their owners from across southwest Saskatchewan were in the spotlight during the 86th annual Maple Creek Light Horse Show.
Thanks for joining us here today. The Swift Current Salvation Army and Staples are teaming up to help students head back to school. We find out more in our top story.
With the start of another school year just around the corner, parents have been busy shopping for school supplies. And the Swift Current Salvation Army has also been busy assisting local families in need through the annual Fill the Bus campaign. A key partnership with Staples, which this year will help over 80 students head back to school, with backpacks filled with a range of supplies.
I think it all comes down to our youth, getting them a good start in school. There's the days of bullying, so it's important they go back with the right stuff. Get a good start on their education.
A valued relationship with Staples across Canada over the past 10 years, which Major Don Grad says highlights the generosity of the community overall.
Again, I always want to say thank you to people. I'm totally amazed. I keep walking around saying, thank you, Jesus. I'm just amazed, and I'm so appreciative of the support of Swift Current and area.
This year, Staples and Swift Current collected approximately $3,500 in cash, along with various donated school supplies for their annual back-to-school program. Another exciting season of Market Square returns to downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Market Square, every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Proudly presented by the City of Swift Current and Standard Motors, along with Innovation Credit Union and Southwest TV News.
The annual Riverside Run in Swift Current was another crowd pleaser, with a number of unique cars on display.
Car enthusiasts were out at Riverside Park in Swift Current for the 36th annual Riverside Run, hosted by the Eliminators Car Club. Over 100 entries from across the province showed off their prized automobiles, which span the classics to these unique roadsters. Bob G. is a member of the Northside Street Rods Club from Regina, and made the trip into Swift Current to showcase his pride and joy, which he's been working on for the past number of years.
It's a 32 Ford Roadster. It's got a 396 big block Chev in it, a turbo 400, and a 9-inch Ford rear end. Well, I've started it in 1989 and finished it last year. It's a hobby for me, not a job.
A passion for cars, which Bob says started when he was 12 years old, and has brought him to numerous shows across Western Canada over the years, including a long-standing relationship with the Swift Current Club.
We came to this Eliminators Run way back when they held it out at Cypress Hills, and we all had little kids and we were camping. So we've known most of the Eliminators for many, many years, and you meet other new people and get to look at a lot of great cars.
And as the crowd enjoyed the showcase of vehicles throughout the afternoon, one of the standout entries this year was the '73 Cadillac Eldorado, a car with a unique history to Nashville and is now owned by Saskatchewan Premier Brad Wall.
We've kind of gotten to know actually through our son Coulter a little bit, and then through me meeting Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings' son, when he came through Swift Current. We've kind of developed a bit of a relationship with folks around that Jennings group, and so a couple years ago I went to Phoenix when the Jennings estate decided to sell some of the stuff, and I picked up some gold records, and I think some of those folks knew I was really interested. I was a bit of a Waylon nerd, and so they let me know this car was for sale. And this was a car that RCA Records gave Waylon Jennings in 1973 because he had two monster records that year. He had Honky Tonk Heroes and Lonesome Henri and Mean. And so they gave him this car and put a little screening. They put his name in the back, and apparently he loved Eldorados. This is a Cadillac Eldorado. He loved them, but he liked black ones better. He had a couple black ones, but I've confirmed through someone that was his personal assistant and has become a friend that he drove this. He put 50,000 miles on it before he gave it to his son Buddy, and then later his bass player owned it, and now it's a Canadian Cadillac, a Canadian Waylon Jennings car. It's here in Swift Current.
The Riverside Run in Swift Current is a much-anticipated event each summer, held during the third weekend in August.
The Light Horse Show in Maple Creek is a summer tradition. Our Southwest TV News crew was there, and we bring you some of the highlights.
Over 70 horses and their owners from across southwest Saskatchewan were in the spotlight during the 86th annual Maple Creek Light Horse Show. The weekend competition is part of the Southwest Mini Circuit throughout the season, which includes shows in Swift Current, Shaunavon, East End, Console, and Medicine Hat. Throughout the weekend, each horse and rider ranging in age from peewee through adult compete in a variety of classes, including halter, English and Western performance, pattern, and Western riding. Nicole Graham of Wymark has been competing at the Maple Creek Light Horse Show for over 15 years and brought 3 of her horses to this year's event. Riding a horse long before she could walk, Nicole says her love of horses and competition is something which comes naturally, and now takes her to various shows across Saskatchewan and Alberta. Weekends on the road which require dedication and hours of hard work.
Because I've trained all my own horses, so it gives you satisfaction of knowing that you've done a good job with your horse and they love what they're doing. I've always loved horses and they've always been there.
And while she and her horses compete in a number of classes, Nicole says the judges are always looking for something specific in each category, while horse and rider work as a team.
You judge on your pattern and your horse. You kind of presenting your horse. You do the pattern and have to usually pivot, so you put on the back leg. How well you execute your pattern, how you present your horse's body. Like when they walk around, they do the judge on your horse's body.
And while many took home ribbons from the weekend competition, these young riders treasure the friendships they've developed over the years while spending time with their horses.
Just getting to be with my friends. Is me and her, and we have a lot of other, like some of my school friends show too, and meet lots of people. It's fun. Pretty much this is what we do all summer.
Yeah, we have four horse shows.
4 horse shows all spread around the country. So.
Now, with points accumulated through the various shows on the Southwest Circuit this season, many of these riders and their horses will compete at provincials in Moose Jaw at the end of September. You can watch for an extended feature on the 86th annual Maple Creek Light Horse Show on SaskTel Max Local On Demand in the coming weeks.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone, at our studio, or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.